Hello guys, my name is Temidayo Omoniyi and I'm a data analyst for your BizEdge. So for today's topic, we'll be creating a dynamic chart using Excel radio buttons and other features. So this is actually what we plan doing today. We plan using a radio button to create a dynamic chart. These are basically radio buttons in Excel. So what I basically did here, I got the data of zone, state, and revenue. So I did a slicer that could slice through each of them based on the geopolitical zones. So we're going to start from fresh. We're going to do this together. I hope you guys learned with me. So let's start together. So I come to a new sheet, which is it here, right? So I say, first I want to get all the unique zones from the zone table over here. So I come here. Say equals to unique, right? Unique. The next step here is the array. So I get the entire array from here. And I close my bracket and I press enter. So you can see basically we have 6 geopolitical zones. That's southeast, northeast, south, north central, southwest, and northwest. We want to arrange it in descending order. So I just come here, I say sort. Says sort, open bracket. I write a comma, the index is 1, and descending order. And okay, let's say ascending. Let's try ascending order. Okay, so this is an ascending order right now. That's nice. So I want to get the radio button for each of the zones. So basically what I do is I come to developer, which is over here. Oh, and most of you guys might not know how to get the developer tab in Excel, so I will show you to your developer tab in Excel. So you come to the home tab, which is here. Just 1 minute, let me use my magnifier. So I'm going to use my magnifier to magnify through. So you can see through. Okay, I think my face is okay. So you can basically see what I'm doing now. So I come to home here. And I right click, I click on customize ribbon. So for my customize ribbon, I go to developer. You can see my developer, yes, it has been clicked, so that means my developer actually is working. So when you click your developer here, then you press OK. That's how your developer tab comes out. So the next step, I want to create a radio button for each of the zones. So I come to developer here, I click on insert. From form control, I click on the radio button, that's option button. So I draw my option button here, 1, okay, I press control, I select and press control, this 2, so basically the 2 here. Cut this, say, okay, it's 3, 4, 5, and 6. So we have 6 now. So let me rename it. Let me call the first one. I'll call the first one. I'll call the first button North Central. I'll call the second button Northeast. Northeast. I'm going to call the third button Northwest. Northwest. The fourth will be called Southeast. Sorry, I have to undo that. So the fourth will be called Southeast. Southeast. So I'm going to do all these regions, all the states. The southeast, we have the south. After the south, we're going to have the southwest. And that is southwest. Southwest. So I think we've done all. So I'm trying to say, let me set all and align it. Check view. I think it's in shape order. I'm trying to align everything. Okay, horizontally distributed. So one. Let me see. It's vertically distributed. Okay, that's good. So next step is I'll get my shape data. That's, let me say, I'll name this data form. So this data form here. So from here, so I'll come to one of my radio button here. I'll right click and I'll click on format control. So the cell link, it asking for a cell link, so I'll put my cell link at front of my, so it will be F1. It's actually, this is an absolute preference, so it's F1, and I press OK. So if I click on 1, it becomes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, that's nice. I think we're heading somewhere. So the next step is to create a chart. So I'm create a chart for this. I'll be using the column charts. So I'm create a chart of both the state and revenue. So first thing first, I have to get the data from it. So I'll do such a way that if I click on the northeast, north central here, I get all the data, all the state and revenue for the north central itself. So I'm going to use the filter in Excel. So actually, filter is available for only Excel 365. Anything below that is, I don't think it's available. So I say equals to filter. Let me make it big so you can see my formula. I say equals to filter, right? The first step is the array. That's the array I'm looking for. That's states and revenue. So I did state. I set everything for state and revenue. Comma. The next step here is include. So I'm going to include what? The zones. That's Control Shift down. I've set it all the include. The next step now is if the include is equals to what? If it's equals to this here, okay? But I won't do this because of this is in numerical form, but we have the data here in different text formats. So what I'm going to do is an if function here. So I say if this is equals to 1, you should do what? Make it NC. The next step is if, else if. That's I'm using a nested if for this. I say if also again, if this is equals to 2, you should return what? Yes, northeast. Put another comma again. I put another if. So I'm doing a nested if for this. If this, that's F1, is equals to what? It's equals to 3. Yes. I should do what? Return what? Northwest. I do another if again. If what? If this is equals to what? 4. Should give me what? Southwest. So it will be southwest this time around. Southwest. I say if again. If this is equals to what? It's equals to 5. You should give me what? South. So it will be south. And else it should be what? Southwest. So I want to count how many times I'll put bracket. If I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I would get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And also for the filter also, I'll put another 1 and I press enter. Voila. So you can see how dynamic this is. So let's see if it works. Wow, it works. So you can see I can change in between the state. Let me reduce the size. So you can see I can change in between the states. In between the states. It's so nice. So nice. So the next step, I'm going to make, let me format this to Naira sign. So I select one of the Naira here. Okay, first let me create a border line for everything first. Let me create a border. I come to home. I come to all border, right? That's nice. So I want to get it to be in currency. That's in Naira currency. So I select one of the currency here. I come to paint, format painter here, and I put it here, all true. So then you can see why in Naira. So let me just put here, I'll name this here state, and here revenue. See, I think we're done with one step now. You can, if you don't want to use the if, you can also use switch format also, which I will show you. Let me just give me a minute. I will show you how to use the switch formats to do this. So you come. So okay, I can say I've gotten a table now, so you can filter through. So for the north central, you can see it, northeast, northwest. You can see how it's filtered. You can see how dynamic this is. It just basically makes your work so dynamic. So dynamic. So you can see these are all the zones. These are the 6 zones. So I made like a filter button, which is a radio button for this in Excel. And I've showed you how to get your developer tab on your Excel sheet. So let me try and make it, let's do a switch statement for this. Okay, let's do this. Let's say revenue. Okay, that's nice. Let me copy this format here. I don't think we have time there. We just copy this to format here. So let's say filter, right? Say filter, the array is state and revenue. So I've selected everything, state and revenue. I press comma. The next step here is include. So what am I including? I'm including the zones. So I say all the zones. Click on it, Control Shift down. Equals to what? It should all be equals to this here, right? But this time around, I want to use the switch format. So the switch function, I say switch, right? The first step is the expression. That's F1, right? You see how switch makes your work even more faster. Come on. The first value is what? If it is what? 1, it should return what? It should return what? Not central. If it is 2, come on, it should return what? Northeast. Come on. If it is what? 3, it should return what? Northwest, right? Come on. So if it is what again? Sorry. If it is 4, it should return what? Southeast. Come on. If it is 5, it should return what? If it is 5, it should return south. It should return south. Actually, it's getting, the formulas are getting much. It should return south. Okay. And if it is, the last one is, if it says 6, it should return southwest. So I close that and I close the bracket twice. Press enter. Voila! It worked perfectly well. Yes, it worked well. Let me just copy the format from here and put the same format inside here. So we have to let me create a border line option. We'll create a border for all borders. So all borders has been done now. So now to create a chart now, a column chart for this. So how will I do this? I select the entire table here. So if you want to select first, I click on state and I press Ctrl Shift right, Ctrl Shift down. That's how fast it is. That's how fast it can be. So I come to insert here. I click here. The column, I use 2D column. I don't want to do something too extraordinary. So let me just shift it up a little bit. Let me create another chart for this one. So basically, you can see you can use any formula. So I'm trying to show you how to use either if or you have to use switch. So but most basically starts for the same purpose. So it depends on you which one you're more comfortable with now. So let me just drag this a little bit up. Let me take this up a little bit. I'll try and create a dynamic chart. So I will show you where the dynamic function comes in very soon. So now we have the two charts, right? North central, northeast, northwest, southeast, south south, southwest, right? But if you notice something now, you can see that for southwest we have basically have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 6 states, but the chart is only showing us 5. That's because when I did my chart, when I did the chart, I used southeast to create the chart. So it didn't just captured only the first 5 columns, first 5 rows. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It captured only the first 5 rows. So how do we solve this? We have to do a dynamic chart for this. So the first step is we're going to go to the name manager. So say formula, come to the name manager. We'll create a name. So the first one, I'll call it, let me call it states. States. The reference to, I'll use Abia here, right? So I've done reference to. But this time around now, I'm going to use an index. So I'm going to use a wildcard. So if I put an hashtag, that's one of the wildcards. So hashtag helps you select everything downward. So you just basically selected everything from Abia downward. So you can have as many data as possible. It's still going to capture it in the chart itself. Because we're going to make our charts more dynamic. So that's the idea. We want to make our charts more dynamic. So the next step, we're going to use index. So say index, open bracket. The first step in index is the array. So we're using our array, right? Comma. The next step is row. We don't have to do the row. So we're going to use column. So I press another comma. So I didn't column. The state is a column 1, right? From here. So I press 1 and I close my bracket. Then I press enter. I press the OK button. So I've gotten my first name manager. I do another name manager. I press new. This one should be revenue. Revenue. The reference should still be at states, but this time around I'll put my wildcard, which is the hashtag here. But this time around I'll be using index again. But this time press comma. But this time around I'll be using column number 2 because this is where the reference is. So I'll say 1, 2. So the revenue is 2. I say 2, and I close and I press OK. So now my 2 name manager, both for revenue and both for state. Then I close it. Let's see. So what we do next, you highlight one of the data, you right click here, you go to select data. You can see. So I click on the revenue. You can see when I click on select data, let me do it again. You click here, you right click, you come to select data. If you notice, it's only selected. You can see it has highlighted everything here. Everything here. But that's not what I want. I want everything that can go down. So I want to create like a wildcard. I can select all the columns. So I select the revenue. I click on edit here, right? So what I will do, I will delete all these till radio button. So I've removed all the absolute referencing. So you can see that the first one was revenue, right? So I put revenue here. I press OK. So I'm getting my revenue, right? So the horizontal is the category, which are the states. I also click on edit here. I delete everything. I stop at state, I write state, S-T-A-T-E. So these are the states, those are the categories. And I press OK. So let's see if this is going to work. So I press. You can see now it's capturing all the states now. It captured everything for plat. Yes, you can see, look at something now. As I did 2 to be like a reference. The first one here, the one on top had how many states? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 states, stopped at Yobe, right? But the one below had only 5 states, stopped at Taraba. Because why? I've not done the dynamic chart for this. So I have to do the same process for this also again for it to go. That's why I have to create 2 charts for you to see the difference between two of them. So that's how basically how dynamic chart works. So let me just add some little features to this. Let me add data label, okay, and put data label also here. Data label, and also I'll give a big kudos to, because actually when I encountered this problem, I had to go online to search. I searched different solutions. So where I found the solution online was from this site, which is Trump Excel. Yeah, so I was like, this is where I found my solution, because I didn't really get any solution on the internet, so I had to go through the internet stuff until I encountered his own personal site, and he basically solved it. He basically solved the issue. So I was like, okay, I'll create a content around this, and this is where the idea came to create something like this. So let me just make our data a little bit beautiful. Okay, let me select this. Let me select this also. So you can see the difference. Now this chart below is not dynamic. This one below is above is dynamic. So you can see the one above captured how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 charts, the 6 data. But this one, because I have not made it dynamic, so it's only captured the first 5 data in each chart. So let me just create a little bit of, say, equals to. Let me make the name be changing. So I say revenue value. Put the end. Okay, 1 minute. Let me copy the format for this so it'll be easier. Okay, I don't start writing everything all together again. So I copy everything from if here, right? Copy everything from if. So I say, let's do it again. Say revenue value. Put the end. Copy this. Sales 1, 2, 3. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Press enter. Okay, that's nice. So what I will do here, I select this. I say equals to this. Press enter. So you can see how the name is changing now. Let me see. You can see now your work is more dynamic now. That's how cool it is. It basically makes your work so dynamic, so dynamic. That's how cool. Let me do this for the other one here. So I say this equals to this. Press enter. So basically it just makes your work dynamic. So this is how you make a dynamic chart using a radio button in Excel. I hope you guys learned a lot. And this video was brought to you by Your Biz Edge. Have fun, guys. Bye.